Of course, I drink a water right when it starts. Hello, welcome. I decided to come on a little bit early just so I can chat with you guys and let you know what you're going to be needing, and that way you'll have a chance to maybe run around your house and grab it really quick. I'll start off just by talking about music because I always forget to do that. Hello, Copper. I made a playlist specifically for this class. It's going to be lay down. My username is Josephine Lopez with 2 Z's. It's on SoundCloud, and the playlist title is going to be Move into Stillness. I guess Copper really wants attention. Today we're doing a Vinyasa Restorative combo, so I made this playlist really specifically with that in mind. So this one is tailored more to that kind of slow movement. My other playlists that are on there and are public will go with basically all of my Vinyasa classes. Those other playlists typically will start off with really slow songs, they'll move into some faster funky beats, and then they'll slow down again for the end of practice. This one's just a little bit different, so I just wanted to mention that. You can always listen to whatever you want though. That's kind of the beauty of being in your own space, as well as you have the liberty to choose that. So as I was saying, this is going to be a Vinyasa restorative combo. So we're moving into stillness, and that was kind of my inspiration for the title to that playlist. So we're going to start with a flow, decently long flow on each side, just to kind of warm everything up, stretch everything out. And then we're going to move into some restorative postures and hold stillness. So you'll need some props. I don't have like typical yoga studio props, so we're gonna improvise. I have a nice little fuzzy blanket here, and I have a ton of pillows. So I grabbed all of my pillows off my couch, a couple pillows for my bed. The reason for that is that when you're in a studio and you're going through those restorative classes and you have a bolster, the bolster is typically gonna be pretty stiff, pretty thick. And the purpose for that is to support your body. Normal pillows that you have in your home, are going to be a lot softer, and you'll find that when you lay on them, they're going to squish down. So we're going to have multiple pillows to kind of stack them so that when you lay on them, you don't sink too much. You'll need a strap and some water, as always. And then you'll start to make your way into a comfortable seated position. So whatever that means for you, crisscross applesauce, legs out long, maybe finding a seat on your blanket or a pillow, just finding that little bit of lift in your pelvis. And then just close your eyes. As always, we're just going to start by grounding down into your space and into your body before we get flowing. So start to bring your awareness to your body, noticing any little sensation that you're feeling, any areas, stiffness. And bringing your awareness to your breath. You're not changing it, not slowing it down or speeding it up. Just being aware of how quick and how deep you're breathing. Really ground down in your sit bones. So feel that pull through your sit bones into your mat, into the earth, and then feel that lift through the chest, through the spine and the crown of your head. So grow nice and tall. Your eyes are closed on your next inhale. Slowly blink them open. We're going to move through Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. If you've done it before, you know where we're going. But as always, I'll give that quick overview for those of you who have never done it before. So you have 2 options for hand position. Your first option is going to be to take those first 2 fingers down to your palm. You're going to be blocking off your right nostril with your thumb and your left nostril with your ring finger. Your second option is to take those same 2 fingers up to your forehead. You're still blocking off the right nostril with the thumb and the left nostril with your ring finger. So what will happen is we'll start by blocking off your right side. We'll inhale through the left side for a count of 5, and then we'll exhale through the right side for a count of 5. We'll inhale right, exhale left, so on and so forth. The purpose of this is to teach you how to control your breath. So always focus on allowing your lung capacity to last for a full 5-second inhale and a full 5-second exhale. Also focus on directing your breath in your body. So you always start by filling up through your belly, and then from there you'll move up and up and up your chest until you can't fill anymore. And as you exhale, you'll exhale it out the same way that it drew in. So first out through the chest, and then you're sending that exhale all the way down into your sit bones. Another thing to really focus on as you move through this breathing is to remain super tall in your seat. So it's super easy to kind of slouch down when you're so heavily focused on what you're doing with your hands, what you're doing with your breath. So really try to keep your shoulders nice and tall, your chest forward, crown of the head lifting up towards the ceiling. Whichever hand position you want, just take it down to your knee. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Now out your mouth. Another deep breath in through your nose. Now out your nose. Go ahead and block off your right nostril and inhale through the left for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Come to a natural breath. Notice any difference in your breath that may have made, or any difference in how you might be feeling in your body, your mind. From here, we're going to move into a child's pose. So take all of your props and set them off to the side. We're not going to need them for the first 20, 30 minutes of practice. So we're just going to move all of that. Copper decided he really wants to be a part of everything today. So bring your big toes to touch, knees come to the width of your mat. Send your arms out long, hips sink down towards your heels. Forehead rests on the mat. Find some movement, maybe roll your forehead back and forth. Maybe kind of sit into one hip or the other. Anything that you need here is fine before resting into stillness. Maybe crawl your fingertips forward just a centimeter or two to further lengthen through your spine. From here, start to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. So seal your lips, move your inhales and exhales through your nose with a slight restriction at the back of your throat as you exhale. So engaging the same muscles that you would use to whisper. This will create a heat in your body and aid you in practice. Take another moment to set an intention, dedication, or purpose for your practice, whether that be you, someone else, or something, whatever that idea is. Allow it to carry you through this next hour of movement. A few more breaths here. Your next inhale, coming to a tabletop position. So your wrists are stacked under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to go through a few cat-cows. On an inhale, drop your belly down, lift your tailbone and your gaze up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest, press your mat away from you. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, spine rounds, chin tucks. Take this movement a few more times at your own pace, using your own breath. Find any other movement here that feels good for you. Could be anything that your body is calling for, just trying to warm up the spine here. So maybe finding barrel rolls, maybe finding some big C curves. Take about 2 more breaths here. Try to even out through your left and your right side and use that breath to carry your movement. Thank you. On your next inhale, return to that neutral spine in your tabletop. So Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, gaze is straight down. From here, you're going to curl your toes onto the mat. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, first press your chest back towards your knees, and then slowly start to straighten those legs. Pedal out the feet a few times. So you should be in kind of this shortened down dog stance. From here, we are going to flow. So you're going to inhale, knees come down to the mat, tabletop. From here, hips sink down towards your heels, kind of a modified child's pose. So your knees are closer together. Inhale, back to tabletop. Then exhale, straightening your legs as slow as you can for that mini down dog. Good. Inhale, knees come down. Exhale, hips come down. Inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale, down dog. Good. Again, inhale, knees come down. Exhale, modified child's pose. Inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale, hips come high. We'll take this once more. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, hips come back, modified child's pose. Inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale, as slow as you can, straighten out those legs. Good. From here, take your feet back maybe an inch or two to find that full length in your down dog. And then really find that movement here, bending one knee, driving the opposite heel down towards the mat. Maybe wiggle those hips left and right. You could rock from a high plank to a down dog. Wherever you are, start to find stillness. So from here, you're going to take your right toes out about 45 degrees, and then take a big bend in the left knee. So you'll find that as you bend your left knee, your left hip kind of falls in line with it. Allow that to happen. So allow your left hip to kind of cross over towards the right. And then from here, really imagine pressing your right hip up and back in your down dog, and you should really feel this stretch on the right IT band. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, your heels closer to the mat. Good. From here, take that left toes out about 45 degrees. Big bend in the right knee. So right hip kind of falls over towards the left, following the right knee. And then again, imagine drawing your left hip up and back, really feeling the stretch on the left IT band. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, heels sink into the mat. Inhale, gaze comes up between your hands. Tiptoe your feet all the way behind your hands. Feet are about hip distance apart, forward fold. So as always, first we're looking for spine decompression. So taking that big bend in the knees, allowing the crown of your head to drift straight down at your mat. Pinkies rest on opposite crooks of your elbows. Or as always, you can interlace your fingers, place them behind your head to find more traction on your spine. The movement here is fine. Stillness is always an option. From here, heel toe your feet together on an inhale, half lift, flat back, fingertips to shins. Squeezing your shoulder blades together, sending them down your spine to create that flat back. Pressing into your shins to further lengthen your spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Chin stays tucked, head is last. Top of your mat, exhale, roll your shoulders down your spine. From here, inhale, arms come high to Tadasana Mountain Pose. Take your right wrist with your left hand and then exhale over to the left, side body stretch. From here, you're pulling your right shoulder behind you. So really feeling this along your right side body. Inhale, come back to center, switch out your grip, then exhale over to the right. This time, left shoulder is peeling behind you, side body stretch here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dive down, hinging at the hips, forward fold. We're going to take a few half sun salutations here. So A little bit deeper into the hamstrings this time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms come high, Tadasana. Exhale, dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, press into your feet, rise up, flat back. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, another one just like that. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, dive down, flat back, lead with the heart. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, rise up, flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands down, feet back, high plank. Hold here. So find your alignment. Pulling thumbs into midline. Slight bend in the elbows. Arms are active. Pressing up that space between your shoulder blades. Hips are in line with your shoulders. Your hamstrings, your quads are super active, so squeezing them, lifting the backs of your knees up towards the ceiling. Gaze is straight down, keeping length through your neck. Another inhale. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, rock forward just an inch. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Keep your elbows glued to your ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and shins stay lifted. Press into your palms. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. On an exhale, use your core. Hips come high. Down dog. Beautiful. We'll take that chaturanga probably just 2 or 3 times in today's practice. So for the beginning, we're going to continue to flow using that Ujjayi breath, finding movement. And then for the end of class, we're going to move into that stillness as we get into those restorative postures and begin to hold them for longer periods of time. So we're going to go through a decently long flow on each side here. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, knee to nose, rock forward, round your spine. Inhale, leg comes high. Exhale, right knee to right armpit. Inhale, leg comes high. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. So get that twist in. Inhale, leg high. Exhale, bring it all the way between your hands. Sink your left knee down into the mat, uncurl your toe, rise up for low crescent. So always, as always, I like to just not worry about the alignment in the right knee to begin with and focus on the stretch on the front side of my left hip. Squaring my hips as much as possible, so drawing that left or the right hip back slightly, sending the left hip forward. Arms are reaching up, shoulders move down your spine. Inhale, hands come down to the mat. On an exhale, press into the right leg, half splits. So keeping the hips stacked over the knees, allowing this to really be about your hamstring. I'll give you a few different options here. So wherever you are, make sure that your spine stays long and that you're not kind of rounding over into the posture. But you can stay right here with your toe flexed, knee straight if this feels good. If you want to get a little bit deeper behind the knee, kind of into those tendons and all that, you're going to point your toes down into the mat. If you want to get into the belly of your hamstring, almost your glutes, toes are going to stay flexed. Take a decent bend in the knee, and then you're really thinking about melting your heart down towards your thigh. So you should feel that in the belly of your hamstring. You can play with all 3 of those options and figure out which one is best for you today. On your inhale, re-bending into your right knee. So check in with the alignment in the right leg here. Make sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. And bring your hands to heart center. Breathe in, really lengthen through your spine. As you breathe out, twist your left elbow over your right knee. side angle twist. So try to get elbows stacked directly on top of one another, pressing into your palms and all 5 fingers. Really imagine lengthening as you breathe in and twisting just a little bit deeper as you breathe out. On an inhale, return to center. So ensure that your shoulders are stacked over your hips here. And then from there, curl over your left toes. So left toes are planted into the mat. We're going for a slow lift. From here, pressing into those left toes, lift your left knee up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, so left leg should be straight now. Right knee is over right ankle. Pull your shoulders over your hips, slightly tuck your tailbone under. Arms reach up high. Getting warm. So like I said, there's going to be one really long flow on each side, so your leg's probably going to be burning by the end of this, but that's okay. Take an inhale. Exhale, right arm comes back, left arm comes forward, open arm twist to the right. So using your core to create this twist, twisting from the belly button up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Right hand reaches towards the mat or to your left thigh. Left arm reaches up high. Inhale, full crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Turn your back foot down. So left side of your foot is parallel with the edge of your mat. Right knee is still over your right ankle. Deep bend. Arms go out long this time. Pull your shoulders over your hips. You're almost out of this leg. Inhale, reversed warrior. Legs stay the same. Just your arms are moving. You can do it, I promise. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. So right elbow maybe to your right knee, to the inside of that knee. Maybe your hand comes down to the mat, whatever's comfortable. And then rotate that left arm over so you're reaching out in front of you. One long line of energy from your left foot to your left fingertips. If your elbow is on your right knee, don't put too much weight into it. Lift up out of that elbow. Create length. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, pedal it all the way down. Keep your hips where they're at. Just step that right leg back. High plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Keep that heat locked in for the beginning of practice. From there, left leg comes high. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Rock forward, round your spine. Inhale, leg comes high. Exhale, left knee to left armpit. Inhale, leg high. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Get your twist. Inhale, leg comes high. Exhale, bring it all the way through. Sink your right knee down into the mat. Uncurl your toe. Rise up for that low crescent. So again, first just focusing on the stretch on the front side of your right hip flexor this time. Pulling your left hip back, sending your right hip forward, making sure they're really square. Then arms reach high. Inhale, hands come down to the mat. Exhale, press into your left foot. Lengthen through that left leg, half splits. Same options here. First, make sure your hips are stacked over your knees. And then you can keep the left leg exactly where it's at. Toes flex, knee straight. If you want to get behind the knee a little bit deeper, toes are going to point down towards the mat. And then again, if you want to get into the belly of the hamstring, almost the glutes, toes stay flexed. Take a decent bend in the knee and then melt your heart down towards your thigh. Wherever you choose to be is just fine. With every exhale, sinking just a little bit deeper. Inhale, start to rebend into your left knee. And then again, check the alignment in that left leg now. So make sure that your knee is stocked over your ankle. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, really lengthen through your spine. Then exhale, twist your right elbow over your left knee. So again, stacking your elbows on top of one another as much as possible. Really lengthening as you breathe in, twisting just a little bit deeper as you breathe out. Inhale, come back to center. So make sure shoulders are stacked over hips again. Hands are going to stay at heart center. Curling your right toes over so that they're planted into the mat, and then slow lift again. Pressing into right toes, lifting right knee off the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, so we're up on the right toes this time. Right leg super engaged. Tuck that tailbone under. Make sure your shoulders are over hips. Reach arms high. You guys got it. We're almost to the kind of relaxed part of class. Keep your mind present in this moment. Focus on these sensations that you're feeling. Take a breath in. Breath out. Left arm comes back. Right arm comes forward. Open arm twist to the left. So again, twisting above the belly button, using your core to pull your chest over. Inhale, right arm comes high, left arm down towards the mat or to your right thigh, exalted warrior. Inhale, full crescent, reach high. Exhale, warrior 2. So back foot turns, front knee is still at 90. Arms reach out long. Make sure your shoulders are over your hips. Reach those hands out. You're almost out of this leg, you got it. Inhale, reverse warrior. Legs stay the same, just your arms are moving. Side body stretch on the left side. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. So left elbow down to left knee or maybe hand to the mat. Right arm reaches out in front of you. Wherever you are, try not to put weight into your elbow. Lift up out of those ribs. One long line of energy from your right toes to your right fingertips. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, pedal it all the way down to the mat. Step your left foot back. This is going to be your last chaturanga, so make it a good one. Take a breath in, rock forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good, take a deep breath in through your nose. Take an open mouth exhale, let it go. Inhale, knees come down to the mat. Come over and find a seat. Grab a drink of water. Wipe that little bit of sweat that you just worked up. That's the hardest you're gonna work all class, you're welcome. So from here, we're gonna start just by getting into our shoulders a little bit. So we've done our legs lightly through our flow. So we're gonna get into shoulders just a bit before we move into more kind of hips and hamstrings and all that fun stuff. So find a seat on a blanket or a pillow of some sort, something to elevate your pelvis a little bit. And then when you sit on something, you always kind of want to sit on the edge of it. So you kind of see what I'm doing. I'm not sitting directly in the middle of my meditation cushion. I kind of sit on the edge so that it rocks my pelvis forward and really creates that length. That's what you're looking for in that support. So from there, grab onto your strap, your belt, a towel, anything will really work for this part. And then bringing it to a width that is comfortable for you, we're just taking this up and behind us. And then from there, back around the other way. Try to breathe in as you move back. And as you breathe out, come back up and around. Take maybe 2 or 3 more little rotations here. And then from here, we're going to move into that sweet spot. We're going to hold it for a few deep breaths. So it's probably going to be somewhere around right here, but wherever you feel that most kind of intense stretch, that's what we're looking for. That's where we're going. So I'm going to shorten mine a little bit, actually. Moving into that spot, try to stay tall and just breathe. Inhale, start to lower your arms all the way down. And then release your strap, keep it in the right arm. So you're gonna drop the right arm behind you so that the strap is hanging in between your back, and then you're bringing your left hand up and behind as well. And then from here, you're grabbing onto the strap and you're going to start to walk your fingertips towards each other as far as what's comfortable for you. You might be able to grab fingertips if you have a lot of mobility in your shoulders, but the most important thing is that you stay tall. So if you grab your fingertips and you kind of notice that you start to do this, you're rounding forward, grab onto the strap. That way that you can really find length in this posture. So with the strap in your hand, kind of pull in each direction with both hands. That will kind of intensify the stretch. Inhale, release your hands. Windshield wiper your arms a few times, back and forth. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So taking the strap into your left hand and then dropping that behind you. Right hand's coming up behind your back and then grabbing onto the strap. Start to walk your fingertips as far as what's comfortable. You're going to find that one side is way more flexible than the other. That's totally normal. That's how probably everything in your body is going to be. But again, just remain tall in your seat and pull in each direction on your strap. And then inhale, release this from behind your back. And again, windshield wiper your arms a few times. From here, you're going to come to a seat, send your legs out long, keeping the strap in your hand. You're just going to make your way onto your back. We're just going to get into your hamstrings a little bit deeper. So left foot is either planted on the mat with your knee bent, or your leg is going to go out long with your foot flexed. You're going to find the sole of your right foot with your strap and then send your foot up towards the ceiling, either end in both hands. From here, you're really using your biceps to pull on the strap, pull your toes towards the top of your mat. You can take maybe some deep bends in the knee, reach straight in the leg, maybe find some small little circles with your hip in each direction. We will end up going each way, so you don't need to worry about that. From here, taking both ends of your strap into your right hand, left hand comes down to your left hip to keep it planted on the mat, and then allow your foot to fall open to the right. So from here, you're really active in the right bicep, still pulling your toes up towards the top of the mat. On an inhale, move back through center. Take both ends of the strap into your left hand. Right arm comes out to the right. Foot falls over to the left. If you want a little bit more of a spinal twist, you can take your gaze over your right shoulder, or you can just look up. But again, you're still active in the left bicep, drawing your toes up towards the top of your mat. You should feel this on your right IT band. Inhale, come back to center. Release your foot from your strap, send it out long. Or again, bend your knee, plant the sole of your foot onto the mat. And then find the left sole of your foot with your strap. So again, starting in center, sending your foot straight up towards the ceiling, just working the hamstring, both ends in your right and left hand. And again, you can find deep bends in the knees, re-straighten. Maybe find those tiny little circles with your hip in each direction if that felt good on the other side. Pulling on the strap with both hands to draw your toes towards the top of your mat. From here, both ends of your strap come into your left hand. Right hand comes to your right hip to keep it glued to the mat. Foot falls open to the left this time. So active in your left bicep, drawing toes towards the top of your mat, making sure your right hip is glued down. Inhale, come back to center. Both ends of the strap come to your right hand. Left hand goes out to a T. Foot falls over to the right. Again, active in the right bicep, drawing your toes towards the top of the mat so you can really feel this on your left IT band. Again, your gaze can go over to the left if you would like. Inhale, come back to center. Release your foot from the strap. Set your strap off to the side. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock and roll a few times, the full length of your spine. And then come up into a seat when you are ready. From here, we are going to grab an array of pillows. So depending on the size of your pillows is going to depend on how many you need and where you are going to put them. But we want the entire length of your torso supported. So the whole point of a bolster or pillows or anything really in a restorative class is to support your body. So as we move into these postures that we're going to be holding statically for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, I want you all to really just focus on listening to your body. Nothing should ever cause pain, pinch, numbness, anything like that we want to stay away from. But you are looking for that edge. You're looking for that little bit of discomfort that you can tolerate, and it's not pain, but you're not dying or anything like that. So entire length of your spine needs to be supported. So I'm going to grab a couple of different pillows. And then as I was saying at the beginning is that pillows are really way softer than a bolster that you're going to use in class. So I'd recommend stacking a few different ones on top of one another so that it kind of creates that thickness and that stiffness. So that's what I'm going to do here. That looks about pretty good for me based on my pillows and all that. And then bring like your little stack of your pillows kind of to the base of your back so that when I lie down, that is all behind me, supporting me. And then my left leg is going to go out long. I'm going to bend my right knee so that my right foot is kind of by my right sit bones. And then from here, oh, we lost one. We'll work on that in a minute. From here, you're just gonna start to lean back. So just leaning back. You should feel this on the front side of your right hip and in your quad. So if you come right here and this is super intense for you, stay right here. You don't have to come any farther. If you don't feel too much sensation and you do want to get a little bit deeper, then start to make your way onto your pillows or your bolster if you have one. If this is not enough for you, really cool thing about using pillows is that we can kind of remove layer by layer, come a little bit deeper. So if you don't have enough sensation there, then maybe remove a pillow or two, come down. And then if you're super flexible, you can remove the pillows or the bolster completely and rest on the mat. But I would recommend starting with a prop underneath you. We are going to be here for a little while. And then as you create that space in your body, you can come a little bit deeper. Restorative practice is all about that stillness in postures and truly resting without any engagement. And I think this specific style of yoga is actually incredibly difficult mentally. So physically, you're not having as much challenge as you would at Vinyasa, and I think that's a reason that some people stray away from it. It's easy to get distracted in restorative, and so that is the challenge. Is really the mental practice of yoga, seeing if you can keep your focus on your body, on the sensations going on in your body and on your mat. You're not worrying about anything that's happening after the class, about anything that you have to do later on today or tomorrow. You're just allowing yourself to be present in this moment in your body. One really amazing tool to kind of aid in this mental practice is your breath. So just focusing on the length of your inhale and exhale, maybe actually counting in your head. What that does is it allows you to focus on one thing instead of allowing your mind to kind of flood all over the place. You're a little bit more than halfway there here, so if you'd like to come a little bit deeper, you can. If you need to come out of it a little bit, that's an option. Take about 3 more deep breaths here. Your next inhale, bring your hands onto the mat. Start to slowly press your way up to that seat. Send your right leg out long. Straighten your knee nice and slow, and then give it a little shake. And I'm going to turn around so you can see the other side. But moving to the other side, your right leg is going to go long. Then you're bending your left knee so that your left heel is by your left sit bone. And then again, finding that stack of pillows or whatever you need. But you're starting off really slow just by leaning back and testing the water, seeing how this feels. Again, one side is going to be more tight than the other. So you're always looking for similar, wow, I'm just drawing a big old blank here. You can make your way down if you'd like to onto the pillows or the mat. We're looking for equal sensation. There we go, it came back to me. So in restorative, you're always looking for equal sensation on your left and your right side instead of looking for equal movement. So what I mean by that is you might find that you can get into a much deeper variation on the right side of your body in a posture than on the left side. instead of forcing yourself into the deepest variation that you got into on the right side, allow yourself to just come as deep to find that similar sensation that you found on the right. So finding equal sensation, not equal movement. Sending each exhale to any areas of discomfort. Again, you're a little bit more than halfway there on this side, so if you'd like to come a little bit deeper, maybe come out of it a little bit, those are your options. Again, find 3 more deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, palms come down to the mat, slowly pressing your way up into a seat, bringing that left leg out long, shaking it out a bit. Okay, from here, we're going to come into cow pose, cow face pose. So this is doing the exact opposite as what we just did. So in that last posture, we really found a lot of length through the front side of each of our hips. In this posture, we're creating a lot of compression in that area of the hip, but it's stretching out through the outside of your hips. So you have a lot of options for props here. If you find that you get into this posture and you're really, really tight, it's super uncomfortable, you can sit up on top of a blanket, a pillow, a block, something to lift your sit bones away from the mat a little bit so that you have more room for your legs. But we're going to start with bringing your left foot out kind of to the side of your right sit bone, and then you're crossing your right knee over your left. And then you're going to start to walk that left heel kind of away from your sit bone. So both of your feet are kind of pointing out to the sides. And then I am not flexible in my hips. So I have horrible hip flexor issues. So I am nowhere near the full expression in this posture. So if you look different than I do, don't worry about it. You might find that your knees completely align over each other. That's great. You might find that your knees are kind of somewhere over like this. That's fine too. We have tons of props. So what I like to do in this posture is just find like a blanket, a pillow would work as well, and kind of just shove that into all of these spaces that I have in my body here. So literally just shove the blanket in there, and that takes some pressure off of my body in this posture and just allows it to be slightly more comfortable. I would not call this comfortable at all. From here, we're going to find eagle arm. So taking right arm under left. If you're really tight in your shoulders, you might just reach for opposite shoulder blades. If not, you can reach for backs of your hands or full eagle arms touching palms. And then from here, you're lifting your elbows up and away from your face. So you should feel this in your left shoulder. We won't be in this posture for too long. If you'd like to, you can start to fold forward even if that's calling for you. If you are in a fold on an inhale, start to make your way back up. And exhale, unwind your arms, send your legs out long, give them a good little shake. Same thing on the other side. Left foot comes kind of to the side of that left sit bone, and then you're crossing your right leg over. You're gonna walk your right foot away from your left sit bone, and then grab your prop. You can kind of shove it into all of those spaces that you have, make it slightly more comfortable. And then make sure you're nice and tall in your seat. This time we'll bring left arm under right. Again, you can reach for opposite shoulder blades, backs of the hands, or those full eagle arms. You're lifting up and away from your elbows to feel this in your right shoulder. And again, you can start to fold forward if that's calling for you, or if you did so on the other side. Inhale, come up, unwind, send the legs out long, and we're gonna bring them out to a straddle posture. Toes flexed up towards the ceiling. I think this one feels great after cow face pose. So I'm gonna give you a lot of options again with props. If you get into this posture and you find any kind of knee pain at all, you can take a blanket, a pillow of some sort, and just stick it under your knee so that you find that kind of micro bend in the knee. So I'm actually gonna do that today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm feeling it today. And then you're gonna bring an array of pillows out in front of you as well, because we're gonna come into a fold. So maybe start with 6, 7 pillows to really create height. And then as you create space, you can start to remove them one at a time and come a little bit deeper. So really focus on keeping toes flexed up towards the ceiling. Reach your arms up, grow tall, breathe in. As you breathe out, start to fold forward onto your props. We're gonna go a little bit over class time today just because I want to hit all the areas of your hips. About halfway there here. So again, if you'd like to come a little bit deeper, it's an option. You can also make your way out a little bit. Your next inhale, start to slowly make your way up into your seat. Set your props off to the side. Bring your feet towards the top edge of your mat so that you have room to lie all the way down onto your spine. Then from here, cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. So working into that outer edge of your right hip here. Try to keep your right foot flexed as much as possible, and then you're drawing your legs closer towards your chest with the hands. I sometimes like to even press my elbow onto my right knee to press my knee away from me, and that'll really focus the stretch on the outside of your hip. So as you are pulling your legs towards you, you're really thinking about pushing your right knee away from you. Sometimes I like to do that physically. So we're going to move through a few different layers here. And you can always stop anywhere that feels far enough for you. If this feels okay and you want to stay here, you can stay here. If you want to come a little deeper, you're going to interlace your fingers in front of your shin. If this feels okay and you'd like to come, if this feels okay, you can stay here. If you'd like to come deeper, you're going to hook your right foot into your left elbow crease. Left foot can plant down on the mat. And then right hand's coming under your shin. You're going to grab your right wrist with your left hand. So once you're in this posture, if you find your shoulders and your head kind of peel up, try to sink them back down into the mat. If you can't get them glued into the mat, then come out of this a little bit, come back to that second layer. We really want your shoulders, your skull glued to the mat. And then from here, if you'd like to go even deeper, this isn't quite enough for you, you can send that left leg out long. It'll bring it just a little bit deeper. Use your breath. Your next inhale, slowly unwind. Bring that right leg out long, shake it out a little bit. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So cross your left ankle over your right knee. First, just interlacing your fingers behind that right thigh. And again, drawing your legs towards your chest, but still pressing that left knee away from you. Again, you can stay here if you'd like to come deeper. Fingers will interlace in front of your shins. And if this feels good, you can stay right here. If you'd like to come deeper, you'll hook your left foot into your right elbow crease, and then left wrist comes under left shin, grabbing left wrist with right arm, right hand. And then again, make sure your shoulders, your skull is glued into the mat. If you'd like to take your right leg long, you can. On your next inhale, slowly release. We'll find a supine twist before our final resting posture. Any supine twist that you'd like is fine, but I'm going to offer up eagle legs. So taking arms out to a T, you're going to cross your right leg over left. You can leave it there, wrapping once. Or you can wrap twice by bringing your right foot under your left calf. From there, bring left foot back down to the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, legs fall over to the left. Gaze comes over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, unwind. Same thing on the other side, crossing left leg over right first. You can leave it there to wrap once, or again, wrap twice, bringing left foot under right calf. Right leg comes back down to the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, legs fall over to the left, or to the right, sorry. Gaze comes over the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, unwind. Pull your knees into your chest. Take some small circles in each direction on your low back. Move into any other last minute posture that you might want to get into. Maybe it's happy baby, maybe a cow pose, anything that you need before you can rest in your final shavasana and stillness. If you're ready, go ahead and make your way into stillness. So slightly tucking your shoulders underneath your tucking your shoulder blades underneath your spine. Maybe bring big toes to touch and then let your feet fall apart. Do that again, big toes touch, feet fall away. One more time. Finding a little bit of engagement and that full release. Fingertips naturally curl towards your palms. Unhinge your jaw. Maybe open it up wide, stretch it out a little bit. Take the tongue from the roof of your mouth and place it behind your teeth. Close your eyes. Give yourself just a few minutes here to fully disengage, both mentally and physically, and allowing yourself this few minutes of stillness with full permission. Just quieting down the mind. With each exhale, feel your body get heavier, sink deeper into your mat. Remain there for the next few minutes. I will call you out when it is time. Yogis, you do not have to move yet. You are enjoying your Shavasana, this resting meditation. You'd like to stay in your stillness for a few more moments, maybe just 10 or 15 more breaths. Then stay exactly where you are. Don't move a muscle. You are ready to move on with the rest of your day. Start to bring some small movements into your fingers and your toes. Just bringing that awareness back to your room and back into the movement of your body. When you're ready, take your hands overhead, point your feet for a full body stretch. Engaging everything for just a moment before you fully release. Taking your time, you're going to roll to the right side of your body for a fetal position. Pulling your knees about halfway in, using your right bicep as a pillow. And as always, find a moment of gratitude here for yourself, for making it to your mat today and carving out some time to work on not only your body, but your mind and your spirit. It's super important to do this, and it is a big deal. It's not easy, so thank yourself for making your way here today. As you feel ready with as little effort as possible, come to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed, hands at heart center. My buns are falling. We'll still practice today with 3 breaths together, each a little bit bigger than the last. We'll first exhale here to unite. Deep breath in through the nose, fill up. Open mouth exhale, let it go. Another breath, just like that. Breathe in. Let it go. Last one, full breath in. Exhale everything out. Inhale your thumbs to the third eye center, your seat of insight and intuition. It truly is my passion to be able to guide you through this movement, so thank you for coming today and sharing your practice with me. The light and love within me sees, honors, recognizes the light and love within each of you. Namaste. I hope you guys are feeling super relaxed and stretched out. If you have anything that you want to work on, let me know in the comments. If you listen to my music and you liked it, I would love to know that as well. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys all have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay warm, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.